All right, let's talk about eating in labor. I know this is a hot topic because, hey, everybody loves food, right? The reason that it's not recommended to eat during labor is because unexpected emergencies can happen. And if you end up with an unplanned C-section that happens due to an emergency, you may end up intubated and there is a slight risk of aspiration. One example of this is if your baby's cord prolapses, so that means that their cord kind of pops out ahead of their head and their head is cutting off the circulation, so they're not getting any blood flow. And if that happens, we have like minutes to get the baby out. Not to freak you out, but that's just one example of a true emergency where they might need to do an emergency C-section and intubate you. If you go to the hospital for an induction and you're doing cervical ripening, so that might be misoprostol, Cervidil, or a ripening balloon, then you should be able to have some light snacks at some points during that process. And that might be like some toast or a bagel, maybe some fruit, yogurt, things like that. And likewise, if you're just in the hospital, but you're in early labor, and maybe you're less than 3 centimeters and your water broke, but you're not really contracting yet, you still should be able to have some light snacks. Once they start the Pitocin, or once your body kicks into labor naturally and you're having really strong contractions, at that point they'll convert you to a clear diet, which basically consists of clear protein drinks, jello, popsicles, broth, things like that. You might want to shop around for some tastier, clear protein drinks ahead of time. That could be a good thing to have just to keep your energy up. Usually during that phase of active labor, people are not really asking for food at that point. They're either in pain or there's a lot going on. You do want to, keep hydrating a lot, and hopefully by the time you reach about 6 centimeters, you're moving at about 1 centimeter an hour. That's average. Of course, labor is very unpredictable on the timing, but hopefully you're moving along at that point. After you deliver and you're postpartum, if you had a vaginal birth, they're just going to make sure your bleeding is stable. And once it's stable, you can eat whatever you want. So definitely send your support person out to get you something really tasty that you've been craving, because you deserve it. And if you have a C-section, you'll probably just have a few hours of recovery while things start to pick up in your bowels. You start to have some grumblings and get a little bit hungry, and then you'll be able to eat whatever you want as well. With all that said, when my sister was in early labor, her water was broken, but she wasn't really contracting yet. She ate almost a whole pie, even though the midwife told her not to, in the hospital. But she really brings that boss energy, so.